It just feels right. The people are genuine.
I loved it from the first time I heard about it.
It was a no-brainer to come out.
The best thing about this, honestly, has been the community.
Sitting here among all the free information that we got today has been so invaluable, and I just cannot wait to just invest and be a part of everything that they have going here.
A lot of great information. I had previously seen it online, but seeing something online and being there in person are two totally different things. So I was grateful to have come here today to see this.
Everybody had a wealth of knowledge that we needed in order to understand the real estate market and understand what you're doing as far as a new developer. The implementation of what they bring, man, I think that's key. That's key into what we need, and that's the key to grow in this market.
Wealth starts in the mind, and then it goes to the pocket. Wealth starts in the mind, then it goes to the pocket. So the biggest thing that we felt like we could do for our community is give you the knowledge of how to create the wealth, so then you can create it and turn dirt into dollars. Does that make sense? Yes. If we would have charged you for the ticket, it don't mean you still would have taken the knowledge. So my name is Agent Sloan. I'm the co-owner and manager of Base. This is my brother Terry Bilbo. We are super excited to be able to here with you guys. I flew in from Charlotte, North Carolina to be able to be a part of this. My background is finance, been in finance for over 20 years, building financial service firms, and I'm a financial side. This gentleman right here, I call him the genius. He just allowed me the opportunity to hang around with him. This gentleman is the genius. He's going to talk about his real estate background, but it's because of his faith, belief, and understanding of the market that we get. People ask us all the time, why Houston? I say it's his fault. He lives here. He's been doing this in this market for a long time, and he knew it 100%. So we're just excited to be here. We're going to kick this off in a minute, but we just want to tell you guys, we're glad you showed up for yourself. You ain't show up for us. You showed up for you. So congratulations to you guys this morning, all right?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey man, it's a good moment to see everybody in the room. If you guys understand just kind of the journey of getting here, it's deep. But look, we're gonna have a good time today, man. We're gonna do a lot today. You're gonna get a lot of information, a lot of things that you came here for. We just pray that you walk out of this room with a better knowledge and a better grasp of what you want to do in any way that we can help at Base to get you that information. That's what we're here for. Like I said, I've been in real estate for the last 23 years. Started with my cousin. We ran a mortgage company. After that, got into the fix and flip game, and then we started building from the ground up once we saw the market was shrinking on us. You know, so, and in that process of going through the ups, the downs, and the sideways, you know, what better way to do to give back is give people the information that they need so they don't have to hit the potholes that we had to hit. Absolutely. Right? So I always said my goal in business, period, is to cut your time in half. Right? There's a lot of internet gurus and things like that, but I don't think you'll find another place where people are going to tell you exactly what you need to know, how you need to know it, be patient with you so you get the information that you can, so you can grasp it and go to the next level.
I got in here in Base through Brooks and Davis, and since I was introduced to Base, the amazing things that they're doing, it was a no-brainer.
My initial thought was I had already participated in the phone call, so I thought I knew the material. Well, when I got here, what I experienced was more than I expected.
I met the brothers at the Black Wall Street conference, and they invited me here, and baby, I'm so glad to have been in the room.
First of all, it helps that I know the presenters, the owners, and wanted to come and support, but didn't realize I would get so much information from myself.
A wealth of information. Like the flyer said, there's 150 years of education, knowledge, experience, and it was all brought to us in the last 2 days.
Base, first of all, I love the heart that they come with to this, to this environment. They really are true to wanting to serve the community, and I want to be a part of something like that. So I want to lead by example, but I want to be connected with people who are leaders and are people-centered, community-centered.
There are builders, pro-tax professionals, legacy builders, all for us, right here, this day in Houston.
We basically have a master's class of learning. It took me, myself and another cousin of mine who was a carpenter, it took us hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn how to do this because of gatekeepers. We would go to guys and say, hey, look, I'm gonna pay you, just show me how to build. Because I'd flipped for years. I've been flipping for 20 years. I still flip every now and again, but I build. And I just could not find a lane where people would say, okay, here's what you do. They would say, here's a portion of it, just go learn the rest yourself. And they would just always keep us out of those rooms and just beating down the wall, winning, losing, a lot of losses. When I tell you a lot of losses. And I just saw people just always getting over on the community. So how could I figure out how to help the community to where when we come to the table, we come to it at an equal playing field. And so the best way I knew how to do that was real estate. It was the only way that I could figure out how to do it because I'm not smart enough to be an engineer. I'm not a digital person. I don't know a lot about tech. But man, I could figure this real estate thing out because it's not really that hard, right? It's about dedication, it's about consistency, and it's just about following the plan. And it's only because we don't keep the information to ourselves. We share it readily. I get people calling me all the time, and I'm cool to give them 5-10 minutes, whatever. Hey, this is how you do it. And it's like, well, why would you tell me this? I'm like, because, you want to know it. Jolie, whatever you need, give it to you because it's going to come back to me.
The professionalism, the area of expertise that expands beyond the classroom, as well as the network that is here with the base community.
Once I heard the blueprint and they're saying, hey, I'm going to give you this so that you can do your own, like that really stood out.
They're not gatekeeping. They're telling you the real deal. We're talking about numbers. We're talking about real schematics of everything. We have all the resources that we need here.
The most impactful thing I've gained from joining BASE is honestly just the community and the people that we're surrounded about. Coming here last year at 19 years old, the best thing about this honestly has been the community, the way that we're able to learn from each other, get a handhold into development, and just the way everyone's able to work together.
It's about, teaching the next generation so that they can have the knowledge and the education to start building on their own. Not necessarily, not only just to be a part of something, but to actually start building something of your own.
My name is Joyce Owens. The name of our company is Owens Management Systems, and we provide pre-development services for residential developers and builders in Southeast Texas. So we go from Galveston to San Antonio, up towards Cleveland. We've done a development in Dallas. We've been platting for 22 years, just doing the platting piece. Make sure you do your homework before you buy the land. Someone bought land, and he thought he bought a whole lot. Well, the lot was broken up into like 8 small parcels, and he bought a small parcel in the middle of the lot. So he's landlocked because he doesn't have access to right-of-way, and then he can't do nothing with it. And so there was a street that dead end into his property. Well, the ordinance says anytime you buy land and it's at a dead end, then you have to continue the street through your property, even if it doesn't make sense. Or we have to get what's called a variance. So we went back and forth with the county, and they insisted. I said, where the street don't even go to? But we had to go through a process. And so we went through and got all of this done. His lien holder signed off on the plat, and when he went to get his construction loan, you know what they told him? You dedicated land to the county, and you don't have enough land to meet your construction. We cannot give you a construction loan now. The same people that just signed off on it said, oh, no, we can't do that. So then we had to go through another process to change that from a right-of-way dedication to an easement, which meant it took us a year to get through the Harris County and the Commissioner's Court. When we had the project approved like in 10 days, and we had to go through all of that. So Those are the things that we look at when you send it to us, when they say, well, gosh, why does it take so long to get a proposal? Because we're checking. Read all those little notes on there. If you don't understand it, call me, call somebody, and say, what exactly is this supposed to be? Because after Harvey, FEMA just changed the flood maps again. And so the flood maps, if you buy property in the city of Houston proper, and you want to replat that property, then you have to have a conceptual drainage plan, which means you haven't even started, and you've got to engage a civil engineer. You know what that comes with? Money. Money. And so that's one of the things we want to look at. What is it going to cost to get a civil engineer? Because we have to have approved civil plan, conceptual drainage plan before we can even submit the plat. So those are some of the things that we look at.
Oh, very impactful, very impactful. Well, I got to reaffirm a lot of things that I've learned over the years, and I'm glad to see the younger generation take charge of what's happening, and it's going to be very beneficial. And it's stuff I can take back to the Mississippi Delta.
The knowledge. The knowledge. There was a lot of things that I just did not know, and there's simple things, there's simple steps that we can take to be successful in real estate and in life, and they presented that to us today. So I'm grateful to be here.
You know, we have been in real estate now for about 3 years, and we found ourselves to have some success, but we just needed a team behind us and more knowledge to get us over the hurdle, and I think we found that at Base.
Yes. So I'm Ty Bilbo, as you heard, JC Bilbo, the builder, my husband, Terrell Bilbo. It's a family, right? So I started in new construction when I got my license. So he built them, I sell them. Simple, easy as that. So I stayed in new construction. If I do a resale, it'll be here and there, but my niche is new construction. And I'm also the event director of Women's Council of Realtors for Fort Bend. And so that's a networking organization for women in real estate to share resources and not gatekeep. Just like here, we're not gatekeeping anything. And for me, my work blends real estate, sales, development, and education, all centered on creating long-term value and generational wealth. That's what we're doing here, creating generational wealth. So let's get into the market. The market, everybody thinks the market is going down, crashing. Everybody has their opinions on the market, but I'm gonna let you know what's actually going on in the market so you have this information and be able to let other people know, hey, no, this is what's actually going on in the market. So Houston's market, this is a reality check, right? So Houston's market in 2025 reflected a return to a more balanced pace, making it a solid year overall for buyers and sellers, right? After several years of ups and downs, because we had COVID, the greater Houston market returned to its pre-pandemic norms. So we are balancing out. Buyers have more choices, prices were more stable, and homes continue to sell at a steady pace. The only thing that was shortage in is affordable homes. So that's the key. So nationally, the housing shortage estimate is 1.5 to 5 million homes. That's nationally. So our sweet spot is 300K. So builders just overall are aggressively pushing inventory with rate buy downs, closing cost incentives, upgrades, but new construction remains the key driver of Houston's housing supply. So remember that. And that's what we're doing in Base, new construction. So demand is still strong due to the population and job expansion. We have jobs coming here from all over as well. So builders are your biggest opportunity right now with Base and the position that we're gonna put you in. So it's like, let's create our own table. Let's create our own inventory. So that's what we're doing, creating our own inventory. And the shift in the buyer's behavior is new homes are selling faster, like I said, under the 300K. That's the sweet spot. So always remember 300K is the sweet spot. Why is the sweet spot? Because you have lower utility bills through energy efficient, better functional layouts, fewer repairs and maintenance, new warranties, and incentive rate buy downs. That you'll be able to get. With Base, you're getting costs of the builder's costs. That's what you're getting with Base. So you're not paying retail price, you're paying builder's costs. So if it costs us $170,000 to build, that's what you get when you come into Base. Buyers just don't want a house. They want the courts, they want the modern exterior, the spa, the tall ceilings, open layouts. So when they see that at $300K, that they feel like, they're winning instead of being in a basic box. As I said before, you pay builder's costs. So builder's costs, you save tens of thousands of dollars, right? And immediately, when you come into base, we left equity in the property for you. So there's already equity in the property. So you don't have to worry about, what the value is going to be because we've done the numbers. So numbers are always key. If you don't have the right numbers, your project will sit or you run out of money and then it gets foreclosed and you can't do nothing with it. So that's very important to know your numbers, and we show you the numbers. So that's what we give out, the numbers. So there's no secrets here. We're going to show you how to build from the ground up. You get the equity, you get the builder's costs, and you get the land. And this all goes under your LLC. So now you're creating a generational wealth. You're in the highest demand slice of the market. So remember that. New construction, being a new construction investor with base, you're out of, being the fix and flipper. You're now into the developer space.
The professionals they brought in live, their detail, the clarity that they brought to the concept was incredible. And also the other attendees, they had questions and perspectives that I hadn't considered, so that expanded my thinking. So what I learned here in the networking and as an attendee, those things can be transferred to my future business transactions and throughout my life. So that's why being here live mattered.
I have a saying, you serve, you deserve, right? My mission is to help 1,000 veterans in 2026 fire their boss, create financial stability, and leave a legacy for their family. That's the goal, and I hope you guys can help me with that. Now, here's a little bit about vets that some people don't know. Over 33,000 veterans are homeless on any given night in America. 33,000. Veterans are 40% more likely to declare bankruptcy than civilians. The reason for that is because they don't teach us how to have wealth. They teach us how to fight, put on uniforms, and do missions. They don't teach us how to strategize, right? Nearly out of every 4 veterans have less than $400 saved in emergency funds. An estimated 17 veterans die by suicide every day. More than 1 million veterans don't use the benefits they've earned, not because they don't want to, it's because they don't know how. They're not educated, right? When you get out the service, the other 3 vets understand, but we get sent through a week-long class, couple days, and they tell you a whole bunch of stuff about the civilian life, but you just spent however 4 to 20 years doing military stuff, and then now you're supposed to understand that now I'm a civilian. I no longer give orders, I have to take orders from whoever I work for, right? And it's an adjustment that a lot of us struggle with, right? So you have to understand that that's why 1 out of every 4 commit suicide, because they don't know how to adjust. I did all types of jobs. As you can see here, I was cutting heads. I was on the roof and I'm scared of heights. I quit in 2 months. I realized it wasn't for me, right? In Arizona, we got stone roofs, so you can slip and fall, it's over with. So I quickly realized that wasn't for me. But I went from job to job trying to figure out what to do, how I can create financial stability for my family, and I just didn't know how, right? But lo and behold, I had a secret sauce, and I'm gonna tell you guys about it. Here's my daughter. This is the reason why I got out early. I got married and I had my baby girl when I was 21, and I got out the military all in the same year. So prematurely, I didn't plan on getting out the service. And a lot of young cats don't. And they're not strategizing before they get out. Too many veterans end up homeless, struggling, or in debt because they don't use their benefits. When you see people outside with the signs, they say, I'm a starving vet, I used to think, ain't no, how you probably lying, but it's really veterans that are homeless. That's out here, they don't know what to do. And they don't know how to save. Right? The real question isn't, what are my benefits, but why am I not using them? And you know why? Because they don't understand them.
The most impactful thing I learned of this weekend is definitely about the life insurance and the trust, and about the veterans. How a lot of our veterans today are missing out, just the lack of knowledge and don't understand how they can build wealth and leverage what they have with their VA benefits.
I really honed in to the veteran speaker who gave us so much information about how veterans can become homeowners, they can become investors, and etc. with a VA loan.
The most impactful is realizing that I actually can afford to be a homeowner, being a single woman in Houston. And being an empty nester, I wanted to have something that my children can come back to if they need to ever return back home. So it's something that I definitely will share with friends of mine that have had the same fear as myself out here with the housing market right now.
Affordable housing is possible, y'all. Not only is it possible, it's happening. And Base Financial is heading it up, y'all. You better learn more about Base because, baby, they are the truth.
A will is not enough. A will still gives a probate court the say so as to where your assets go. In your will, I want all my assets to go to my child. Well, when they have to go to probate, I don't know about y'all, but I think I still have a $30 bill from Patty Raw when I first got my credit card. If they come back into court and say Chris owes us $30 plus all the interest over these years, they have a claim. It's up to the judge to see if their claim is legitimate. If their claim is legitimate, guess what? You got to sell that asset to satisfy the judgment. Does that make sense? So these are all, but there are two kinds of trusts. One is and you might want to write this down. One is a revocable trust, and one is an irrevocable trust. The mantra that rich people use is own nothing but control everything. I have a client, true story, I have a client that lives in a $3.5 million house, got a boat, bunch of nice cars, and is on Medicaid. Right. Why? Because all of his assets are moved out of his estate, and when he applies for Medicaid, he can apply for food stamps. If he applied for Medicaid, none of those assets are counted against his ability to get federal aid. Listen, if you're on the fence, simply just come, jump on a call, come to an event, see it for yourself.
The worst that can happen is you don't find anything useful for yourself, but you'll definitely learn something for someone else that you may know that need the information.
We always finding things skeptical. I think we actually came here thinking that someone was going to sell us something, and that was not the case. We gained so much valuable knowledge in this space, and the networking that we just got within 2 days has been extremely great for us in this moment. We're feeling really excited about the next step with Base.
If you're on the fence about joining, you need to come and experience it. You need to take the time out, invest in yourself, and see what it's all about. One thing that they do, they bring value before you decide to buy anything. And that's what I love. You're going to get everything that you need before, so you can make a decision.
I promise you, you do not want to miss out, because the future is coming one way or the other, and they're here to build it. And I'm here today to say that I got in when they started. Don't wait too late, otherwise you're gonna miss the shit.
Hey, great day, Houston. We back again, man. Another Dirt to Dollars workshop. God, and just to think about, you know, how much information is being shared in this room.
Absolutely.
150 years of experience for free.
For free.
For free.
Free 99.
For the free. So, you know, this is our give to the community to, again, do our part in making sure that you have the right information so you can make that next move in real estate, financial literacy, whatever it may be. This is the place to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, when I look at this 2-day workshop, when you look at having 2 full days, yesterday was good. The first day is always, you know, how to actually get to the money. You know what I'm saying? When you look at how to get to the money, the second day, how to secure the bag, which is a big piece that most people just skip over. That asset protection, how to put your assets in the trust, stay away from liability, you know, understand the taxation that comes with that deal. People talk about generational wealth, but really don't know how to structure it. You know what I mean? So when you look at veteran benefits, just everything you got to have to be able to and get the entitlements necessary to build your family, that legacy is protected on day 2. I mean, I just think the workshop is so powerful, bro, what we giving to the community.
Absolutely.
How much you say they pay for it?
For free.
Oh, okay.
And then the other part to that is that they get to make it real.
Yeah,
when we
for
take
sure.
them on the field trip and they go and get to see and touch the dirt, I think that's one of the most important pieces too. You know, because a lot of things, you know, we all been students or whatever, been in the classroom, like that's a lot of theoretical type deal.
For
but
sure.
when you can go out and actually feel the dirt, see the sticks going up and do that part of it, I think it makes it real for a lot of people.
Oh, always, man. Being able to touch it and understand it. You know what I'm saying? And people just have a concept in their mind, but one of the beautiful things I feel like we do within the base community is actually realize it. You know what I'm saying? It goes from just being a thought to the realization, and when you touch the dirt and you feel it and you see, you know, you can do it.
Yeah.
You know, seeing is believing for some people. So, you know, wherever you are across the country, man, when you're seeing it, just understand base is a place. When we talk about you're safe, it's because of the protection of the community, but the professionals, the know-hows, and know what to do. So if you're that person, you want to scale up your real estate career, you want to understand it, whether you're a new person, green, just coming into the game, or a seasoned vet, you just want to have more structure around you for your processes, this is the place to be. So if you were to tell the people what is one thing that you feel like, T, that this workshop does for them, what would you say it is?
I can't lie to you, the more that we do these, and the takeaway that I always take away from it and probably means the most to me, has nothing to do with business.
Absolutely.
Right? It's the family environment. Like people really walk away, like we were talking to one of the members today, and she was just like, I just feel like I'm home.
Absolutely.
And I was like, good.
Absolutely.
Because that's what we want you to walk away from this, because these are the conversations that as family we should be having, but we're not having.
That's true.
So it's like to be able to come, like you might not get this from your own family, but to come into a family environment and not only feel that safety, but get this type of information, I think it's priceless.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you done heard it first from the Dirt to Dollar Workshop right here in what we call our Mecca, right here in Houston,
H-Town,
Texas,
baby.
man. H-Town babies, man. Listen, I became like a Jersey boy, H-Town native, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of getting used to it. Hey,
You Houstonian.
Yeah, right. Stay tuned, man. Next workshop coming towards you.
Yes, sir.